Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. There are some talks about providing Ukraine, United States providing Ukraine with long-range missile systems. And Russia says that that's a red line, that if that's crossed by whomever delivers such weapons to Ukraine, will make that country an active participant to the hostilities, to the war. So I'm guessing some people are like, yes, we finally got them there. All right, so, oops. This article comes from Reuters from September 15th, 2022. Russia says longer range US missiles for Kiev would cross red line. And a lot of people in Washington are celebrating and saying, finally, send them right now. Why did you wait so far? They waited so far for us. So they don't tell us, the bullhorn at the end, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to give them airplanes, we're going to give them tanks, we're going to give them everything they need. Because we need. We need a certain result. So let's see what's going on here. Russia's foreign ministry said on Thursday that if the United States decided to supply Kiev with longer range missiles, it would cross a quote-unquote red line and become a quote-unquote party to the conflict. All right. In a briefing, Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova added that Russia reserves the right to defend its territory, end quote. Washington has supplied Ukraine with advanced rockets that can hit targets up to 80 kilometers, 50 miles away, while so far holding back from publicly announcing it would send rockets with more than double that range. U.S. officials said Ukraine has promised not to use pinky promise right there. Promised not to use U.S. rockets to strike Russian territory. And I'm quoting, if Washington decides to supply longer range missiles to Kiev, then it will be crossing a red line and will become a direct party to the conflict, Zakharova said. Ukraine has requested and received large quantities of weapons from the United States and other Western allies to help it resist the Russian armed forces that were sent into Ukraine in February. Moscow says it sent troops to prevent Ukraine being able as a platform for Western aggression and to defend Russian speakers. Kiev and its Western allies dismissed these arguments as baseless pretext for an imperial-style war of aggression. Remember, always the last paragraph, which the brain remains, remembers it, the beginning of a story and the end of the story, it's always telling us what we should remain with. So Kiev and Western allies dismiss these arguments as being baseless, pretext for an imperial-style war of aggression. You got that? I'm not going to let you with that one. I'm going to keep talking, so I let you with information, not with propaganda. Well, the thing is, were Russian speaking, which were Russians living in Ukraine on the territory that was given to Ukraine by some other people in the past, by look around and see. Those people attacked and killed by Ukrainian army, Ukrainian state army? What were they? Yes. Okay. What am I to say? What else do you want me to say? When your government is killing its own people that don't recognize you because you did not allow them to vote, they didn't vote for you, and the same guys, if you go back, these the guys overthrew the legitimate government of Ukraine in 2014. What do you want? And then besides that, you had the Minsk agreements with which said don't kill these people. So what do you want Russia to do? Imagine that it's you and your brother, somehow ended up in his house because that house, the room where your brother was living, was given to that family by someone else. And that guy's over there your brother is going to be beaten every day by that neighbor. And you say, hey, stop. What would you do? Would you not intervene? Nobody else does. The community, the international community, so-called, doesn't do anything. So what would you do? Would you intervene? I would intervene. I would go and smack that guy on the spot. Oh my God. And then the police comes, right? NATO and all these guys. Hey, what are you doing, Emil? Well, you didn't intervene so far. And though he was smacking my brother every day, you know, and beating his kids in his house, right? And you didn't intervene. And what am I supposed to do? I told you intervene. Hey, guys, UN, blah, blah, blah. Minsk agreements signed by the neighbor. He's not going to smack my brother. And he kept smacking it. So I'm sorry, the thing with unprovoked and imperialist style thing, well, don't beat my brother over there, and I'm not going to come over. And besides, don't get involved over there and overthrow the government. Yeah, you. Yeah, you know what I mean? Anyway, so let's talk about this, longer range. Okay, let's say the Americans, U.S. government decides to expose us to the danger of something else and say, okay, we're going to send longer range missiles systems over there, missiles, because they're going to use missiles that going to be shot further. That's what it is. They have the systems. That's why when I say, well, we only have the system and we give you the missiles that do not go further than 80 kilometers or something like that, 60, whatever it was. So if they send the same kind, but that fits the HIMARS in this case, that goes, I don't know, double, 150 or something or whatever, who would know? You know what I mean? So let's say they do it. What are the Russians going to do? What can they do? Are they going to bomb United States? No, they're not going to do that. So what are you going to do? Nothing. I mean, really, what can you do? What's the red line? Atomic and nuclear war? I don't think so for that. What are you going to do? Unless you're going to just use it on Ukrainians again, being the pawns, you know, the middleman that is going to just killed by these guys because of those guys, and those guys stay over there and they look at the TV and they add and subtract how much money, how much, you know, the military-industrial complex needs to replenish its military capabilities and so on. The bankers are counting their accounts and see how much money they will lend to the European idiots who have to, you know, subsidize their energy for the population. Otherwise, the population will go and get the forks and whatever and come and get them. So, you know, have to kill them somehow, so that they get the countries in debt in the meantime, you know, by borrowing. So there are people who make a lot of money, including the energy sector is going to make a ton of money. So bankers, energy sector, and arms sales. Boom, we know. Que bono, who benefits? These three. And the weasels over there are still in power, that's what it is. And who are the biggest losers? You look at one right now, and if you go and look at the mirror, probably you're going to look to another one, because that's what it is. We're going to pay more taxes. Everything is going to be on us. Everything. Do you think anybody's going to help us? With what? There's not help. We have to pay the loans these guys get to subsidize us, so we don't pay that much, because the inflation they were incapable of keeping down through their policies, economic policies. Bravo, bravo. That they created. It was not like it didn't come out of space. How was that created? By your policy. Your policy, oh, it could have been worse. I don't care it could have been worse. I want it to be better. I don't look at it like that. If you don't look like that, go ahead. Well, give me everything you got, and it could be even worse. No, I don't go that way. Or as people say, I don't roll that way, like that. I roll differently. All right, so what can they do? Nothing, unless they're gonna bomb the Ukrainians with some nuclear weapons and say, no, we're just gonna done. We're done playing and have a controlled war. We're gonna have all total war, and that's going to be total Krieg. There you have it. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.